There's some selection issues in the Indian camp as well because I mean I don't know what the fitness situation with both Cheteshwar Pujara and Rohit Sharma is. We haven't heard anything, so we'll just work on the assumption that they might be fit because you really do want Rohit Sharma playing up there up front, given how well that they've how well him and KL Rahul have opened. I think the issues with the bowling. Siraj looked a little flat. I don't know what the situation with Jasprit Bumrah is because he's bowled a lot. Why are you smiling, Michael? There's a reason you're smiling.
Well, I was going to ask that question because there's a lot of talk about Ronaldo around these parts, but there's also a lot of talk about Jasprit Bumrah, and potentially he gets rested this week, Harsha. I know there'll be one or two excited England batters if they decide to rest Jasprit Bumrah. Can you give them a little bit of relief and say to the Indian selectors and the Indian kind of management, he's in that red zone. You don't want him to get injured. So if I was you, I'd be resting Mr. Bumrah. Can you possibly make that
is that you presenting an England point of view and saying I'd rather rest Jasprit Bumrah? Look, I don't know, Michael. You've been in these situations before, but I'd imagine that if Bumrah runs the risk of breaking down, and you're going into a test match, you're playing five bowlers, I know, but if you think Bumrah could break down at some point in the test match, then I'm quite happy to say, okay, no Bumrah. If you're saying we'll rest Bumrah because there's a lot of white ball cricket coming up, I don't think the optics of that would be great. So my view is, I mean, Sunil Gavaskar's gone on air a couple of times and said, look, if it was 2-0, I wouldn't mind resting Bumrah, but it's 2-1. The series is not done yet, so you can't afford to give them a chance to make it 2-2. My own feeling is, yes, if he is indeed in that red zone, if there's a fear that he'll break down, then you've got no choice. Shami comes back. And listen, Shami and Umesh Yadav was still a pretty decent new ball attack. And then there's also the question of Siraj. Siraj just seemed to tail off after Lords. Has he done a lot of bowling too? Do you want to see if Ishant Sharma is fit? Do you want to give Prasidh Krishna a debut? So on that bowling front, there's a little bit. What's he done in this series? Yeah, Lords. He took 8 wickets at Lords. In other tests, he's only taken 6. So I think that's the issue. My gut feel is they'll want to play Bumrah if possible, but if, as you said, if he's in the red zone, then nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I would rest Mohammad Siraj. He's just at the start of his international career. He's done great. I think he's the one to just give a breather to. Shami comes in for him. I'm joking about Jasprit Bumrah. He has to play. 2-1 up in a series. It's a massive, massive series this for India. They won in Australia. They win here. They're well on the way to be. I know they lost the Test Match Championship final, but in my eyes, over a period of time, they're the best Test team in the world. On the one Championship final, anything's possible, particularly without any cricket, of which New Zealand had a couple of Tests practice. Bumrah has to play. Even if they play him and say, look, we're not probably going to bowl him as much, in that 4-man seam attack and obviously a spin option in Jadeja who can hold an end, I think Bumrah has to play him.